Doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. Gotta get out of the box. Gotta get out of my box, you know. I tend to play clean, or when I shred, I got the distortion cranked up, and I need to play with this is an uncomfortable sound for me. It's bright, it's dry, you know. Some new picking combinations. Not picking every note, but trying to get a sound like I'm picking every note. You know, like a really aggressive sound without having to pick every note, because that starts to sound a little clumsy to me when I want to string skip and I want to get my shit going down, baby. What are you doing? Why are chicks always creeped out by me? So here's the deal. If you're a metal guy, first of all, anybody and everybody needs to get their feet wet in jazz. You got to get a little wet, you know? You got to get into that harmony a little bit, the chords. Even if you hate the music, and there's plenty of people that hate it, and rightfully so, I love it, but you know, I understand how it could sound. Same thing with like Organ Trio shit, which is one of my favorites, but you know, it could sound kind of cheesy. Like I remember the guy at the mall, like where I lived in Rhode Island, there used to be like an organ store, and he'd be playing with the cheesy drums, and like, I don't know. But even if you're not into jazz, it behooves you to get into some of that harmony, learn some of those chords, just a little bit, and you gotta keep music interesting, man. Like, I don't know, like a lot of guys, even jazz guys or rock guys, even really good guitar players, they frequently they tend to sort of become complacent. They can kind of do what they want to do, and like, that's not the way it should work. The beauty of music, or even like sports for that matter, if you're a runner or you're into like kayaking or something, or cooking, like the whole thing is to keep learning. Especially as you get older, you're not using your brain, you're gonna get fucked up. Your brain's gonna turn into mush if it hasn't already. So you gotta keep continually learning, and one of the best ways to do that, in my opinion, guitar is my thing, so that's what I'm talking about. Back in the day when I was a shred guy, I'm still a shred guy, but like when that's all I did, like in high school, and I had my racks, right? I had my preamp, my power amp, my effects processor, my programmable EQ, my speaker cabinets, and if you made me plug into something like a Twin, I'd sound like a douche. I needed that super sensitive, smooth distortion, crazy high gain. So almost like an Alan Holdsworth type of sound, or like even like anybody who does legato, like Joe Satriani, like that type of smooth sound, but more towards a Holdsworth, more mid-range. And then I would have my rhythm preset, which was scoop, chugga, chugga. And yeah, if I plugged into anything else, I'd sound like a dick. So what you need to do, one of the ways to sort of expand your horizons is to do that, is to play with the sounds you're not comfortable playing with. It might be picking up an acoustic. The reason I'm working on this stuff now is because I listened to some Ricky Skaggs and some, I forgot his name. Is it Ray Flack? And of course Brett Mason, and I was just checking out some country stuff yesterday, and god damn, it's unbelievable. I just love that sound, that feel they get, man. It's just so like ballsy. So, and I suck at it. But if I kind of get into that mindset, and I just say, all right, I'm going to do it, and I'll just kind of... I have enough technique and enough harmonic knowledge where without too much work, I could probably get into that stuff and probably be doing it fairly well. And that's another point I want to make. The better you get, the better your technique is, the better your ears are, the easier it is to get better. You can hear something, you don't need to transcribe it, you don't need to figure out. You can be like I heard one country thing, I don't remember what it was, but I didn't transcribe it, so I don't know what they did note for note, but it was something along the lines, I think it was over an A, in like an A7, and they just outlined the chord. There was like kind of a Lydian sound, and I remember it was, wait. Actually, that wasn't it, but that was even cooler than one. So I don't even know what scale that was. So I knew that, I didn't know what he did note for. Am I rambling? So anyway, my point being, I never really got into country stuff. I always liked it, but the sound and like it always made me uncomfortable. And so that's kind of what I'm getting into now. And I'm gonna work on it, not really work on it, but I'm gonna have fun with it and learn some new stuff and just play around with double stops and bending and all that kind of, all that type of. That was terrible, but you know what I'm saying. So like if you're a metal guy, you could, whatever music you're into, there's so much other awesome shit out there. Like bluegrass and country stuff is unbelievable. And if you're into that stuff, there's a lot of great stuff in metal too, and it's a lot of technical stuff. Metal guys really push the envelope when it comes to speed and technique. So yeah, man, I don't know. This is kind of a wishy-washy video, I guess, but I just want to throw that out there, that you really need to get out of your comfort zone and try some new shit.